In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use a VBA code, and as an example, I'm going to show you how you can insert a new row here, and it will be based on some information that I have in this template. A VBA code is a way that you can automate your Excel, and VBA is the acronym from Excel, which is the language that Excel understands for this code. If you go here on the top ribbon under the developer, you have this option Visual Basic. And then it's going to show you this new application, this new window, where you can insert and add new applications for your Excel. And the first thing that I want to do here, I want to organize my life. And to do this, I can go here under this tree. I can right click, insert a module. Here will be where I'm going to create all the lines for my code. Under the module, I can even change the name. For example, in this case, I'm going to call it as an insert row. And the first thing that I want to show you is that you need to create a sub. In this way, I can call my code. I can put a name for my code. In this case, it will be insert new row page 1. I open and close bracket. And once I hit OK, then it's going to show me this end sub. If I only save this option, if I go back to my Excel, I have here already my button where I can right click, assign macro, and then I will have here listed the name of my code. And now my button is assigned to this code that I have here on VBA. Another thing that it's good to know is that I have here all my tabs listed under this Excel object. For example, sheet 1 is the page 1 and part 2. And if I see here, I have this table with my properties. And I have two names. The first one under bracket is the name that Excel understands. But then I have a second name here. In here is the name of my tab that I have in Excel. So you may choose to change this name, and this data highlighted here will change as well. So for this code, what I need to do here, I need to figure out first the position where I wanted to start creating my table. So to do this, I needed to identify what's the last row of my table here. So in this case, I'm going to go on C41, Ctrl Shift, and go to my cell 46 to identify which is my last row. So I need to create a string. To do this in Excel, I use the function dim. I call my string, for example, in this case will be the last row, and then you choose the type of your information. For example, here I create a new name, and this one, the type will be long. And the structure for most of the functions with VBA, I first needed to take the object dot the function that I want. It's always the same way. For example, this worksheet, or for example, I can use the sheet 1 name dot range dot something to use my formula here. And there is a trick that I can use here in Excel. I can use the function with. In this case, it's going to repeat for all the lines the thing that I'm going to add here after if. In this case will be sheet 1, which is the tab that I'm working with. And here, as you can see, is the name that I have under bracket. There are multiple ways that you can call this object. You may use this under bracket, or maybe you can use in a different way using this without the bracket. And to finish this with shortcut that I have here, I can use this and with. So everything between this with and end with, it's going to start with the sheet 1. For example, the first line, I want to first unprotect my sheet. So the normal way would be sheet 1 dot unprotect. And then I needed to put the password that I wanted to use to unprotect. In this case, it's blank. I don't have. That would be the normal way. But remember that I have this with, so I don't need to use the first part. Another good thing that you can use here, VBA, you can add some comments to better guide whatever you're doing. For example, this here, unprotect sheet 1. If it's in green, it means that Excel will not use this line. We can use this just as a comment. And now, if you remember, I needed to go to C41 and then do a Ctrl to go to the last row that I have. So to select this last row, I can put the information on the string that I just created. So my last row will be equals to the range C41. And there is the code here to use the control down, which is end XL down. I can close bracket. And here I want to retrieve my row. It's going to retrieve the number that I have, because the column, I know that's column C. Now what I need to do, I needed to insert a new row underneath this my last row. So now I can use the formula insert. But in this case, I need to select the position first. So it will be rows, my last row plus 1. And then I can use the formula insert. Shift 2 dots equal XL down. And now I want to copy all the information that I have on rows 46 to make sure I copy all the formats. And finally, I needed to paste to the position that I want. So to paste the information, I can use the formula dot row. I choose my location, last row plus 1. And then I can use dot paste special, and I choose the type of paste. In this case, will be paste 2 dots equals XL paste all. It's going to paste all the information. The last two things that I want to do, I want to unprotect all the new cells that I have under this table once I insert this new row. And then I want to protect again my sheet. So to protect is very easy. I can copy this cell here at the very end. I'm just going to change here to protect. And instead of unprotect, it's going to be protect. And to do this unlock thing, I needed to do a selection, right? I needed to select from D, whatever, to D last row that I have, and also AE last row that I have. I'm creating a range. I'm not selecting anymore a specific cell. To create a range, I use the formula range. And here, I can open and close the bracket, so it's going to be a range between two cells. The first cell that I'm going to use, it's going to be my cells, will be my last rows, plus 1, and then comma, what's my column? In this case, it will be my column D. And then comma to add my next cell. I can copy the same information that I have over here. So it will be my cell, last one again, the row, but the column will be AE. I can close this bracket here, and I can choose the formula to unlock. In this case, it will be locked, but I needed to choose this as a false. Once I complete my code, I can hit enter. I can open again my template. I need to make sure I have assigned my macro, and then I can click on the button to check what's going on here. Let's see if I can add it here. Let me try to add it outside. So it seems to be working very well. So I can do those type of things to improve my productivity and make my templates much better and easy to use instead of doing much of the stuffs manually. If you need more tips on how you can improve your efficiency at work and finish your work maybe 3 hours early, follow this channel for more.